Good morning, sex geeks. It is Reid from readaboutsex.com, and today's our time for our little morning walk. And I'm in Oakland, California right now. I'm kind of on the water channel that cuts off Oakland from Alameda, and I thought today would be a good day to kind of go outside. And let me see if I can find my light. That's a little bit better. But it's also windy here, so let me know if you can hear me and how the sound's going. I've got my little selfie stick, I've got my microphone into the phone, and I even remembered to bring my battery today, so we're not going to run out of battery, we're just going to run out of space to walk. And today I'm going to talk about self-care, and oh, hard to hear you. Okay, cool. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to take the mic and put it near my face. How does that work? Is that good? People are jealous. Hi, Leanne. Okay, great. All right, so people should be able to hear me if I do it this way. It looks less sexy, but it'll work fine. So I want to talk about self-care today for my sex educator workshop leader friends. I had sent out an email the other day just kind of talking about, a lot of my peers and friends are having a lot of emotion these days post-election and now today on the inauguration. And I was given just sharing some ideas and, the rallying cry of why we need to stick together and not stop doing what we're doing as educators and just trying to help people. And that for us, like if I'm feeling a little bit rattled or ungrounded, my friends at Planned Parenthood might lose their jobs because Planned Parenthood's getting defunded, like all kinds of stuff. But if I'm feeling rattled, then, it's okay for them to feel rattled. I mean, it's okay to feel rattled regardless of how I'm feeling. But just like sharing, I think, and for those of you who have kids and stuff, like letting, I think the way we think about leaders is that leaders are never rattled, they're never shaken. And I forget who said it first, but like the idea that, courage isn't the absence of fear, but it's that you can continue on good days to take action when fear is present. And so I was just sharing, how I've been feeling lately, and a lot of people wrote back really sweet things about what's going on for them. And one of the things underneath it all, I think, is about self-care, and this is kind of leading up to my talk today, because especially when you're feeling fragile or wobbly, or life is really stressful, whatever that looks like for you, self-care is more important than ever. And I'm kind of like a Clydesdale of people in that, just hook me up to whatever's heaviest, and I'll be able to just tow it wherever, through the snow, through the mud. And so as a hardy kind of individual, I never really had to, quote unquote, deal with self-care. I just needed to remember to, feed myself. And I think self-care is way more important than we're taught, at least as Americans. And that what I've noticed and learned about myself is when I'm feeling passive-aggressive, which is different than just being snarky, because there's a kind of humor and snarkiness when you're really open and generous with your energy and you're just being playful, and maybe you're being a little bit mean, but it's like mean in a humor way where you're just kind of busting people's balls, busting people's ovaries, and you're trying to bond, versus snarky when you're pushing somebody away. And that pushing away kind of snarky and just passive-aggressive behavior, in my opinion, from my experience about myself, was really realizing that passive-aggressive equals I'm missing something about my own self-care. I'm not speaking up about something I need, or not even, I'm not speaking up about something I don't know that I need. I haven't identified it yet. And that kind of behavior is the dashboard light, the signal that that I need to take care of myself, and I need to look at what is it that I haven't identified, what is it that I'm not asking for, what boundary of my own have I crossed. And looking at boundaries and agreements as a form, as a type of self-care, in a world where we're taught to not take up space, in a world where we're encouraged to not speak up. And in these days more than ever, I think we need to be speaking up. We need to be taking action. And sometimes you don't know what the action is, so we hesitate. Or we're afraid of getting it wrong, so we freeze. But that the more resourced you are, the more you've taken care of yourself, the more that your tanks are full, the better you're going to be at being able to figure out, think more clearly what it is that you need. And I've got my battery plugged into my phone, but somehow my low battery mode is up. So hang on one second. I have to push things. If you want, while I do this, hit some likes or hearts or whatever it is that make it rain little cool emoticons on my screen right now. I have to put my microphone down. Boop. And I don't know why it's not working right now. So let me check my battery. Hang on. I'll give you a view of some boats while I do this. Please pardon our technical difficulties. Alright. Why is my battery not working? I do not know. It should be working. So it looks like my phone is going to, yet again, to the best of my attempts, discharge, which always sounds a little bit pervy when you're a sex educator, when you say the word discharge. But so I'll wrap it up here. I mean, it wasn't going to be a long talk to begin with, but I want to get you some boats, some sunshine. This is a part of my self-care, to get away from just my computer screen, to get out at least once a day and get some fresh air, get some sunshine. But looking for those situations where when you're not at your best, you're being passive-aggressive, is that a kind of self-care? Now the wind is directly in my face, so now I definitely should wrap this up. But think about it, just the idea of where can you be asking for things, getting a massage, taking a nap, feeding yourself, drink more water, ask for things that you haven't identified yet, or schedule things into your programs, into your days, that would allow you to show up better, just as a person, and have more resources in your relationships, in your professional life, because when you're less passive-aggressive, then hopefully your relationships are better, and also taking this information and giving yourself the things you need as a means of role modeling for your loved ones, that they can take care of themselves too, so that hopefully they're less passive-aggressive. So I think I've identified that my experiment to be down here by the boats and the water, it's just way too windy, so I'm apologizing for sound, but I also want to let you all know that it's a beautiful day out, at least for a little bit here in Oakland, California, and I'm sending lots of love for the weekend. And what can you do for better self-care for yourself so that we're less passive-aggressive in our relationships? Leave it in the comments. And if you want to read more about this, go to readaboutsex.com/decom. D-E-C-O-M. I think that'll do it. Decom? Yeah, decom. That should give you a free article to read, and I'll post it in the comments as well. All right, bye everybody from the water with the wind, and my battery's yet again about to discharge. What is up with that? Bye. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like...